Look, McQuaid, I don't know how things work in Japan, mate, but you just can't go around hitting people. What do you mean he dishonored you? Mate, when you hit a home run, the picture's not going to say nice things about you.
Go Cubs go, go Cubs go. Hey Chicago, what do you say? The Cubs are gonna win today.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to the Chicago Cubs Season 2, Episode 2. Today we host the San Diego Padres and we will be doing it without William McQuaid because he punched a pitcher, basically. So he's gone for, I think it's 3 games, of which this is the second one, I believe. So, yeah, a little bit disappointing because he had just quietly been putting up a very good season, leading the league in home runs, I think first or second in RBIs as well. So a little bit of a miss. But if we go and have a quick look at the home screen here, we will see that there's no real new injuries. Actually, no, Drew, that's not true. Drew Smiley is injured. He was out for I forget how long. He's on the IL for 2 months. He'll be doing it whatever the maximum is in a rehab, and then hopefully he'll have injured himself by then again, and we can just start the whole process over. But you can see we are right at 500, which is not too bad. It's not brilliant. It's not too bad, though. Pitching it's still looking as though it's our issue. Actually, the hitting this season has not been too bad at all. We're 4th run scored, 5th batting WAR, so, you know, we are doing well there. It's not even all the pitching, to be honest. It's just the starters. The starters are not good. 13th starting ERA, just a smidge under 5. And that's not good enough. And errors too. We have committed a lot of errors, so that's not ideal either. But we will do our best to get by that. Let's have a quick look at how the schedule has played out. We did, of course, leave off after our opening day choke. We then won or split the rest of the series, so we lost the series in Cincinnati 1-2. They then went to Toronto. We only won 1 of 3 up there as well. But in game 2 here, we did have a first of the season. And that in the 5th inning, which was a crazy inning, 5 for us, 6 for them. But there was a McQuaid grand slam. So well done. I don't think it was his first career home run at the time, but certainly a first career grand slam. And yeah, very, very nice indeed. And the pitching, as you would expect, I mean, Stroman is a bit of a... We'll see him today, so you can make your own decisions, I suppose. But yeah, its starting pitching is not quite good enough. And Paxton, look at that. So it's the Toronto Blue Jays. It's actually at the Blue Jays as well, doing about as well as he does for us at the same time. Then we had a series against Cleveland. We won 1, lost 1 in extra innings. Then we had a game postponed by rain. We then had this weird thing where like games kept getting pushed back because of weather. So we had sort of 3 games in 2 days against the Mariners. We lost 1-0. 1-1 and then lost 13-0. Not quite sure what happened there. We then faced Pittsburgh. Now we had a 4-game sweep of them, including a rainout and then 2 games in a day again. But yeah, a very close series actually against Pittsburgh, but we did get across the line in all of them. Our biggest win so far, 14 runs we put on at Colorado, and then won series at the Rockies home ground, 2 of 3, which is good. Cincinnati, we split another series with them. Which is obviously nice. And then this series against San Diego, this 10-7 in the 10th, this was the game where McQuaid got himself ejected. And then if we go over to May, you can see we lost the second game as well. So we are today looking to avoid a home sweep, which obviously is something we very much want to do. And so if we do have a quick look here at the standings, a little bit more detail, as I say, we have 500, which is okay. This time of the year, things are still leveling out. If we go and have a look at the wild card race, we are only, half a game or so outside. It's still early days. We've only played a month of the season, so we don't want to, read too much into anything. But, yeah, it's a very nice place, certainly better than we were doing this time last year. If we have a look at some of the league leaders, you can see there, despite missing some games, McQuaid is still second in home runs, equal second in RBIs as well. That's pretty much the high point for us. There's not too much else happening there. But it does look as though we have got ourselves 1 star, sort of league star potentially there in McQuaid, who at this point has got to be a good shout for Rookie of the Year as well. Now our pitching numbers. Okay, so our pitching numbers. Now we did have to drop Perkins. He was not doing well. The man that came in to replace him, Estrada, who was our closer last year, we've given him a chance to come back up. The other change with Smiley going out, it was Brant Herter, who should probably just be in there now as a relief pitcher because that's what he's doing for us right now. he came in basically because he's decent, but also because he is a left arm in the bullpen to replace Smiley's left arm. So that's all good. Vargas has been really, really good. I've actually switched him up to a setup guy because he is doing that well. Cancerino is doing okay, I'd say, as the closer. Sort of not bad enough to drop in, but not sort of lights out either. San Martin's done a good job closing. Brown, Clark, and Steele have all had good games, but they've all had that one or two really bad ones as well, which has really inflated their ERAs, unfortunately. And, well, Stroman is just doing what he usually does, just chugging along, doing roughly the same thing every game. And, yeah, he's a bit frustrating, as I've said before. But let's have a look at the hitters while we're here. And the first thing you'll notice is Dansby Swanson is back, so that is good news for us. He came in for Mervis. Ultimately, I've gone with the man that got it done for us last year, so Rios has stayed in to sort of be designated hitter, although in truth, if he's designated, if it's a designated hitter between him and Mancini, he'll play first base because he's a better first baseman. Mancini's been in a little bit of a slump, so that's a little bit disappointing, so he's not quite putting up the numbers we were hoping for, but generally speaking though, it's going quite well. Mears is not very good versus a right-hand pitcher, so he's only really batting versus lefties right now. Bellinger, actually I need to point him out, he is picked up where he left off last season. He's having a wonderful time, so that is all good. And Brennan Davis has dropped off the boil a little bit. He was also injured for a little bit of time as well, so he has missed some games, but he is still in my good books, but depending on how Suzuki and or Kalanick are doing in AAA, which I haven't actually checked, he could start testing my patience soon, and we could find a change being made there as well. But I believe that is everything caught up on, so let's go and have a look at these lineups to face the San Diego Padres. I keep going to call them the San Diego Padres. On your feet, Chicago, as tonight's starting lineup takes the field. At first base, it's Edwin Rios. At second base, it's Nico Horner. At third base, it's Nick Madrigal. At shortstop, welcome back, Dansby Swanson. In left field, it's Joshua Mears. In center field, it's Cody Bellinger. In right field, it's Brennan Davis. The designated hitter is Trey Mancini. Behind the plate tonight, it's Thomas Nido. And tonight's starting pitcher is Marcus Stroman. Alright, so the matchups look truly horrid once again, but Madrigal leads us off at third base, Horner bats second at second, Brennan Davis bats third in right field, Rios is the cleanup man at first base, Mears bats 5, he is in left field, Bellinger bats 6 in center field, Swanson the shortstop bats 7, Mancini designated hitter bats 8, he's better than that, but he is just in a little bit of a slump as I've said. Thomas Nido will bat 9, he's the catcher, Stroman's on the mound, he is 0-0 from 4 games, an ERA of 5.21, a whip though of just over 1. So he's maybe been a little bit unlucky, maybe a few too many walks or something in there, but that's actually quite harsh on him. How has he managed to do that? Anyway, it's almost impressive. We're up against Blake Snell. I know that name, so that's a worry. He has a 1-1 record from 5 starts, a 286 ERA, a whip of 116. So that all combined just looks truly, truly like it's going to be a bad day at the office. But they play the games for a reason, don't they? So welcome to Wrigley. It's Bogarts to lead them off, batting 308. We will do a little swing around the outfield at Wrigley, and then we will hopefully come back in for a 1-0 pitch that's going to be a nice ground ball. Let's go to Swanson at shortstop. Come on. Nope, it's popped over Swanson at shortstop into left field for a leadoff single. Excellent stuff. Alright, it is G-Man Choi to the plate now, batting 35, full count, walk, 2 on, none out. Maybe this isn't going to be a good day. Maybe we should have just gone off the matchups. Tatis Jr. batting 237. That'd be a disappointing start to him. It could be a double play as well. 1-2. That's more like it. And runner is at third, and it is Juan Soto to the plate, batting 175 and in a slump. Now what we don't want to do is warm his butt up here. It's into right field. It drops in. He's got an RBI single, and we're 1-0 down. So, yeah, that's disappointing, isn't it? In comes Manny Machado now, batting 376. There goes the runner. Nido's got a good arm, but it's not good enough on this occasion. And he's only got 25 speed, but a really good... I always think that's weird. Like, if you were that slow, why would you even bother trying to be a good stealer? Machado's got that into deep right field, and it is gone. Oh, I cannot wait for Stroman to leave the end of this season. $21 million we're paying him. And he's just... Yeah, well, there you go. He's probably just giving up a bunch of home runs. That's probably how you get a whip of 1 and 5 ERA, isn't it? As that is into left field. It drops in. It'll be another hit. And Campusano comes up now, batting 197. A 1-0 ground ball. Should be the end of the inning. It is, but we are 3-0 down after the top of the first. Let's hope the bats are on. Madrigal will lead us off, batting 325 this season. I'm always nervous to lead him off because his attributes don't look good. But his average and on-base percentage are usually quite strong, which is why I kind of keep picking him. But on this occasion, he pops it out into right field, 1 away, Nico Horner, batting 350. I think it's Colorado Rockies legend David Dull out there. Oh, gets through. Speaking to David Dull, Horner gets it out to him there in right field for a 1-out single. In comes Brennan Davis now, only batting, as I say, 205. Probably living off some... Oh, Jesus Christ, it's not even close. It's not even close. And Davis strikes out as well. You don't need to steal every time, guys. Like, I don't understand why we're doing this. Anyway, David Dull, speak of the devil, it is Colorado Rockies legend David Dull. Grounds it there to the shortstop. Swanson over to first. Rios makes the play, and that is 1 away. Trent Grisham batting 241. A 2-0 pitch. Grisham into center field. Bellinger is there. Bellinger makes the catch. And that is 2 away. Brings up Boggarts again. We're already ran the order once. He's 1 for 1 today and draws a walk. So in comes Ji-Man Choi. He drew a walk last time around. This time he swings, grounds at the horn and out at first. So we get away with it. There is nothing on the score for the Padres that time. It is Rios coming up now, batting 269, 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, and more or less picking up where he left off last season. The reason I kept him in too is ahead of Mervis. Mervis has not really done well, even down in AAA. Rios last season, I mean, he hit 31 home runs, which is obviously a really good number, but he reminds me a little bit of Tony Vega we had at the Tigers last out of the park baseball, where he does hit a lot of home runs, that is for sure, as Bellinger comes in now, and Bellinger, who has got his 500th career RBI since we saw him last, pops that one up, and that ends the inning. But yeah, he reminds me a little bit of that in that he does get 31 home runs, but he might have 50 hits for the season, you know what I mean? It's kind of a little bit of an all-or-nothing kind of thing. So I thought, well, if we keep him in as a pinch hitter, then, you know, if he bats 200 every 5th pinch hit, he might hit a home run. So that was why I kept him in originally. And he just kind of did enough to slowly work his way back into the team, which is what a good player does, isn't it? As we turn a double play there to end at the top of the 3rd. So maybe Stroman just took a little bit of time to get going. Dansby Swanson comes in, another one that's joined the 500 RBI career club, as he pops that out there to right field. Bringing in Mancini, who has struggled this year, batting 212. He has got his 100th RBI for the Cubs since we saw him last. And that's going to be 2 away. It's going to bring in Nido, who has not been great with the bat. Batting 183, he has a home run and 4 RBIs. First pitch swing, and he leads the way for the rest of the lineup. Single into left field with 2 away. So it's Madrigal now, who's 0 for 1. A 1-0. Madrigal, oh, he hit it really hard to the first baseman, but doesn't get through. And that'll do it for the 3rd. It is still 3-0 to the Padres. Cronenworth comes in for them now. He is 1 for 1. It's a 1-2 pitch, and it is a strikeout. And that is 1 away. Campusano now, who's 0 for 1. A 2-0 pitch. Campusano straight up the middle. I mean, there's a part of me that wishes it hit Stroman in the head, and we could have taken him out of the game, and maybe he'd be injured. That's not nice to say, is it? Oh, gets away, and over the second goes the runner. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Stroman is that, and I've said it before, he's one of those guys that he's just annoying. Like, he just gives up 4-5 runs every time, so you kind of know what you're getting from him. It's more 4 runs. He's sort of between 4 and 5 his ERAs, and he was last year anyway. As that should end the inning, and he's doing the same thing here. You know, it feels like he's taken us out of the game in the first. he's now kind of got it back a little bit. You know, 4 innings, 3 runs is not good, but it's starting to look better, isn't it? As Horner gets his second hit of the game. So a leadoff single. Can we do something with this? Brennan Davis now, who's 0 for 1. A full count. Brennan Davis! Brennan Davis! Bro, it's caught. And that is 1 away. That's probably wishful thinking on my part there. In comes Edwin Rios. Now, we also, against the left-hander, we don't necessarily do as well against the left-hander as Rios pops that up. That'll be 2 away. Horner will go back. It almost seems like the bottom of the order. I could almost invert the order, to be honest, and it might actually, on paper, the stats-wise, look a little bit better versus a lefty. Mears draws a walk, though. Bellinger to the plate. He's 0 for 1, but he is the tying run. It's a full count. Bellinger, oh, he could have left it, and we would have had loaded bases, but he pops it up, ends the inning, and we'll go to the 5th. Oh, come on. All right, Stroman to Boggarts. He's 1 for 1 with a walk. It's a full count. And it is a strikeout, 1 away. Up now will come Ji-Man Choi, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. An 0-2. Stroman comes out firing in the 5th. 2 strikeouts, no one on, and Tatis Jr. to the plate, who is 0 for 2. It's a 3-1. We walk him, and of course the danger with doing that is with Soto at the plate, who is 1 for 1, probably with a walk, is that, well, he's just a magnificent specimen of a batter, isn't he? But he's caught out there in left field. That'll do it for the top of the 5th. Still, the top of the 1st is the difference between the two sides. Swanson will lead us off. He is 0 for 1. A full count, and Swanson grounds to the shortstop, and that is 1 away. Up now will come Trey Mancini, who is 0 for 1. A 3-1 pitch. Mancini to the third baseman, out at first, 2 away. It brings up Nido, who is 1 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. Nido pops it up, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th. I don't know, I mean, for a team that plays 500, which we more or less have now over a season and a bit, as Reese Olson will come onto the mound to replace Stroman. So 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. I mean, it's annoyingly, I don't want to say good, but he's got his whip back, hasn't he? He's basically got his whip there, but given up 3 runs in 5 innings. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you end up with an ERA of 5 and a whip of 1. As that is now 2 down. Olsen to Campusano. And that is into right field. Has anybody else ever had Reese Olsen in their bullpen? Because we had him at the Tigers, and he was just Mr. Reliable. And he's fulfilling almost the exact same role here, albeit early days, since he came in, as Madrigal comes in and swings at what would have been ball 4, I think. Horner, who is 2 for 2. Yes, 2 of our 3 hits, does Nico. Draws a walk. And he is just our Mr. Reliable. Brennan Davis now, 0 for 2. Can he get himself going? Refine some of that spring training form. It is up the middle. It'll be a double play that ends the inning. Yeah, I wonder if Davis just hit a bit of hot form in spring training, carried that into the early part of the season, and now maybe is needing to go back down to AAA. And the thing is, we've got $20 million a season in Seiya Suzuki sitting in AAA right now, and it's difficult to justify that if Brennan Davis is now batting below 200, as it's going to be a 1-out double there for the Padres. And Boggarts will come back up 1 for 2. It's a 2-2 pitch. And a strikeout for Reese Olson. That is 2 away. Up now comes Ji-Man Choi, who's 0 for 2. It's a 3-1. And another walk. So again, we're putting base runners on for Tatis Jr. and Soto, and that is going to come back and hold us at some point. Estrada will come out to try and finish this off for us. It's an 0-1 pitch. It's up the middle, and is that going to score a run? Bellinger has it. Bellinger cannot stop the run, so Reese Olson is responsible for that one. It is now 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Soto to the plate. Soto grounds it to Horner. That should end it, but we've fallen a 4th run behind, and it is time to stretch. Okay, welcome back. Edwin Rios to the plate. I was just looking at these batting averages. 197, 207, 207, 194. There's too many that are too low, isn't there? So we'll need to have a think about what we do there, as Edwin Rios starts us off with a pop-up into right field, 1 away. Mears now, who is 0 for 1. He must have had a walk in there, I think. A 1-2 pitch. Mears watches strike 3. And Bellinger, who is 0 for 2, will step in. It's a 2-2 pitch, 2 out, no one on. Bellinger watches strike 3. We'll go to the 8th. All right, Machado to face Estrada. Machado is 1 for 3. He did hit, of course, a home run back in the first. Swings out there, though. Cronenworth now, who is 1 for 3. A first pitch swing, and that is a ground ball. Madrigal has it over to first, and that will be 2 away. The reason Madrigal's playing third and not Rojas is simply just a left-handed combination. We didn't want a left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher if we could help it. So that's why Madrigal has come in there. And, yeah. I don't know, is that what you do or you want opposite? If you're pitching, you want the same, right? And if you're batting, you want the opposite. So, anyway, either way, Madrigal's numbers versus a lefty were better than Rojas's, but I'm pretty sure I've got that right. I could well have it back to front. But we end with a strikeout. It is the bottom of the 8th. It's still only 4 runs. We do this time and time again. It feels like we're just being completely outclassed. We've got a pitching change as well. So could we get stuck into their bullpen? Not like that, as Swanson grounds it out to the shortstop, 1 away. In comes Mancini now, who is 0 for 2. A 3-1. He draws a walk. All right, can we start and chip away at this? Nido, 1 for 2. We don't really have any pinch hitting options although Rojas could pinch hit against the right-hander now, which we possibly could have done there, to be honest. Madrigal against the right hand again. We don't really want him versus the righty, and he's 0 for 3 anyway. He grounds it to the second baseman. And we're going to need to get a lot of work done in the 9th if this is not going to be yet another defeat on YouTube. Grisham will lead them off. He is 1 for 3. It's a 1-1 pitch. It's a little dribbler in front of the plate. Nido has it first out. 1 away. Bogarts, who's 1 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. And it's a ground ball, and it is over to first, and it is 2 away. It feels like the complete opposite of the opening day game, doesn't it? Where we looked like we had a lead, and then the pitching kind of stuffed it up. This time, with the exception of that first inning, the pitching has been almost perfect, and the bats can just get nothing done. Horner, who has he's 2 for 2 with a walk. This is the time we really do need you on base, and the 2-2 pitch gets watched. And it is 1 away. Brennan Davis now. I'm almost going to say playing for his Major League future with this at-bat. He needs to do something. And he strikes out pathetically. Bringing up Rios. He's our final out. He's 0 for 3. It's a 1-1 pitch. And Edwin Rios has ended it politely. We get blanked at home and swept by the Padres. So yeah, this is Brennan Davis again to have a look at him. I mean, he's good defensively, but a good. I mean, his on-base percentage is... where are we here? No, his on-base percentage is under 300 as well. I don't think I can justify it anymore. Have a look at how Suzuki's doing in AAA. All right, let's have a look here. This is the Iowa Cubs. Suzuki, as a designated hitter, is batting .259. I mean, can you justify that? Pete Crow Armstrong could come in. He's only batting .265. Triatos isn't really an outfielder. Kalinic is only batting .232. I mean, this is the guy, but he's not coming up. So there's not really much there, but I think if you make 20 million a year, we've got to put him in the majors and give him a chance, don't we? So I think maybe we need to do that and just hope that he comes good for us. Maybe he's got a bit of a sulk on playing in AAA as well. So we'll do that. That'll be for next time. And we do drop below 500 with that result as well. What we'll do is we'll come back next time for a game that surely we're going to win. Is there a game that we can face that's just the deaf blind? And all right, let's come back. We'll go to Arizona. That's about the month away, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll come back for this game at Arizona Diamondbacks. And hopefully that's one we can win. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie. I'm a bit of a pity like on that one. Take care.